One of the things that often creates confusion around selling is follow up. I get asked this question so often as a sales strategist, Nikki, when should I follow up and how often? And the answer is really going to be determined based on what kind of communication did you have with this person. That is going to help you determine it. So I'm going to give you a few different scenarios and talk through follow up for that. First, is this a cold lead? Somebody who has not expressed any interest in your product or your service. How many times should you follow up? Not more than three, because frankly, you don't even know that they have a need. You do not have permission to be selling to this person. So after three times, yes, you are bugging them. Okay. Knock it off. All right. Now let's talk about situations where somebody has expressed some interest and in your product or in your service. How many times should you follow up? Well, first, you should be scheduling that next time to chat with that person. So if we have a conversation and they say they need some time to think about it or explore other options, your next thing is to say, well, let's go ahead and get another call scheduled. That way, you've got some time to think about it. I'll be able to chat through any questions that come up for you, and then we can talk about next steps. That keeps it in it. As long as they're scheduling that time with you and you are scheduling time on their calendar, like, you guys are in a real potential sales conversation. So you don't have to worry about, like, do I send an email today and what should the email be? So schedule, I call these circle back calls. Now, third scenario, the person says, send over some information, I'll look into it and I'll get back to you, and you don't have any kind of a next step scheduled. So then how many times should you be following up in those instances? You want to follow up again, not more than three if they don't engage with you at all. Right. So the third kind of follow up that I recommend is something called closing the loop message. And I teach this language. It's very effective to get people to either engage and or you bless and release and move on. But the thing I really wanna touch on here is I will stay in it and continue to follow up with somebody as long as they are staying in it with me. So whether that takes 3 times, whether that takes 3 months, whether that takes 3 years, as long as they are still engaging with me. And as soon as they stop engaging with me, then I'm gonna revert back to my not more than 3 times. I don't believe in chasing clients. I don't teach my clients to chase people. I think it's a mistake to chase after people. It creates an imbalance of power in the dynamic. But if the person is staying in it with you, if they're still engaged, if they're still responding to your messages and they're saying, like, we're not quite ready yet, but we are still considering it, then it does make sense for you to stay engaged with them. So you follow up until the person stops showing any interest or engagement with you. And once you feel like, all right, I followed up 3 times and I haven't gotten anything back in response to them, then that last message, you can still leave the door open that they can come to you when they're ready, but you can now move on and focus on people who are interested and who are ready to buy from you now. All right. I hope that helps you with the follow up.